Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about bibliomancy. Biblio means book. Bibliomancy is a type of divination using books. Most of the times, or the most popular book that was used in earlier times was the Bible because that was thought to have held many truths. But in reality, you can use any type of books that you feel drawn to. So here's a variety of books. This one's called Writing Down Your Soul. All right, so that's a book about writing. And then we have a spiritual tarot book, okay? And then I have the Gnostic Bible. Look at this. This could provide you with probably everything that you ever want to know. And then we have just one normal book, Chicken Soup for the Horse Lover's Soul. So we have a variety of books here. And, you know, there's some different techniques to bibliomancy, and you have to find the one that works for you. Why would you want to do bibliomancy? Because number one, you don't have to learn something like dowsing, where you have to learn a skill, or the tarot cards, where you have to learn the definitions of the cards or some other form of reading the cards. There's nothing to learn here. You get some books, and you ask your question, or you can just allow it up to the universe. So we're going to do a variety of these things, okay, so that you can see how this functions in real life. So I'm just going to let's just grab this Writing Down Your Soul book first, okay? And so we're just going to ask, this is a generic question. And you might do this. This is fun. You might keep a journal of these. Who knows? This could open up a whole new realm for you. So we're going to just ask, what do I need to know today? That's what the question is. And here's Writing Down Your Soul. So I kind of fan through the book like this, right? And you come to a page. Now there's different techniques for this, and I'm going to show you the different techniques. Right now I'm pointing at this sentence. So I'm going to keep my thumb there, put my old reading glasses on, and I'm going to read this sentence. In the spiritual practice of writing down your soul, there is no one-to-one relationship between a question and its answer. Oh my gosh, wouldn't you know they'd have to give me something that deep? Wow, that's deep, you guys. Why did they have to give me that? So what the message here is, there is no one-on-one relationship between a question and its answer. That's fascinating, actually. Let's go on and read one sentence after it. If there were one perfect question, we'd all be scrambling to discover it and ask it and get the perfect answer and be done with our soul's exploration. Obviously, that's not the way of life or how questions work. This is all about asking questions and writing it down for your soul, which is what, you know, we're kind of doing right now, is learning how to ask bibliomancy questions. So this is fun. This is fun. So basically what I need to know today is asking the right questions. Obviously, that seems to be a theme of that book, and noting that maybe there is not a perfect way to ask the question. So maybe it's saying today, just allow the universe to bring whatever experience I need, and not ask any questions. It's however you interpret it, and there again, there's no wrong way to interpret it. Next, we're going to use the spiritual tarot, and we're going to ask a very specific question. So let's ask, what can I do to improve, you know, the happy factor? Maybe I'm having like a day, or you're having a day where your happy factor is low, and you can use, you know, bibliomancy for that. So let's see about what can I do to increase my happy factor. Here again, we're going to use that where we just kind of fan through it, and we're going to point to something. Now here I pointed up here to a picture, all right? So there's a picture of a book, and it's the Two of Pentacles, and the person in that picture is not looking really super happy here on this end one. And so this is funny. I carefully juggle these pentacles, first to demonstrate the importance of flexibility and perspective, and also to show you that it's possible to recognize, even enjoy the dualities in life. Look at that. It's possible to recognize and even enjoy. And what was our question about? Happiness. Enjoy the dualities of life. So that actually did contain a very good truth, or high level truth, about the happy factor. Is maybe someone doesn't see your same way. Okay, that would be a duality. Or maybe things are not going smoothly for you. That's also a duality. A duality is like kind of opposites. Happy, sad, you know, So that's a very powerful truth, that you can still find joy even in the dualities of life. That's a powerful truth. Now, let's do something really interesting. And I'm trying to think about this in a way that, let's do this chicken soup, chicken soup for the soul. Let's say that we have a question about somebody wants to retire and they want to ask the question, when is a good time for me to retire, or will I be able to retire within a year? Let's say that that question came up. So once again, you're fanning into the book. And now we're going to use a slightly different method. We're going to use to point at one word, okay? And then we're going to go to another page, point at another word, and then we're going to go to another page and point at a three-word. This is the three-word technique. So am I going to be able to, or is that person going to be able to retire, you know, sooner, within a year? First word. So I'm going to put my finger here, look at the word. I'm going to just leave my glasses on for this. Money, okay? Money. Don't you just love this? Are you guys having fun? Money. That's word number one. All right, what's word number two? You guys, you got to have fun at this, all right? Because if you can't have fun. Money called. I'm kidding you not. It's a word, called. And the third word, money called. Oh, money would have to call if you were going to retire, that's for sure. Here's the other word. Black. Money called black. Now look at that. Money called black. You know, black, well, first of all, you need money to retire. And money called black is interesting because dark is kind of associated with, it could be hidden money, or it could be you have a negative view about money. And so, and then, oh, I forgot to teach you something about the other thing too, is sometimes you can pay attention to the page number, but we'll do another question for that. So when you do the three-word technique, there's a little bit of a mystery, you know, you got to kind of figure that out. So if I was to look at money called black, it means that money would be the biggest factor in me retiring, and I would have to decide if your money called black, that if you want to think of your life as retirement as an accounting sheet, when you're in the black or in the red, you know, when you're in the red, you know, this cannot be good. But money called black, you know, is positive, building a positive cash flow. You have a positive cash flow, so it looks like the ability of this person to retire is going to solely be based on money, which is really, that's very interesting that a book, chicken soup book, you know, and the word that we would point to would be money, and we're asking about retirement. This is what you're going to find in bibliomancy. Don't even try to pronounce it because it's going to fly out of your mouth in a million different ways. Who cares? You can just call it book divination. Nobody cares. So we have our Gnostics, big book. And we're going to ask another question. Let's say that we wanted to get a message from, oh, I don't know, David Bowie. Should we do that? Would that be fun, you guys? Can David Bowie come through the books and give us a message? So this time we're going to just do the whole sentence, right? I mean, we could piece it together word by word. That would be kind of fun. So what message, if David Bowie could give us a message, what would be the message that he would have? So we're fanning this book out here, and we're going to open it up, and I'm pointing to a section here, okay? And so I'm also going to note the page number. The page number is 481. 481. Then I rejoiced in the thought of the light. I came forth from the darkness and walked in faith where forms of nature are, up to the top of the earth, to the things that are prepared. Your faith is upon the earth the whole day. So then I rejoiced in the thought of the light. I came forth from the darkness and walked in faith where the forms of nature are up to the top of the earth. That's actually really, really profound. And the number 4 is about nature, 8's about power, and 1 is about leadership, all of which, you know, I think that David Bowie represented. He was a very stable force for a lot of people, or he was nature-based. I absolutely think a lot of us miss him. So this is interesting. And then let's say that we would want to do the same thing, get a message from someone. Let's try something really different. Let's see, what can we do, you guys? I wish this was a live video because then you guys would be feeding me questions. Can you believe normally I can't even run out of questions. So I have a basil plant here, and this basil plant and I have a kind of a strange relationship because it starts to die, and I try to figure out how to save it, and then it comes back and it starts to die. And so I'm going to ask, what does this basil plant need? All right, and so I'm going to open this up. Basil plant, what does it need? Put my finger here, go to the book, to that section, it's page 432. So the Lord, the Holy of Israel, says, if you return and sigh, then you will be saved. It's all about, I have to sigh on the plant. Maybe that's oxygen, plant, that's weird, plants produce oxygen. And will know where you were when you trusted what is shallow. So that is very, very interesting. If you return and sigh, so that's almost like the sigh, like the breath, like it needs air. Maybe I need to set that, it's growing in the house, maybe I need to set that outside. But anyway, that is kind of the gist of Bibliomancy. I'm glad that you joined me, and hopefully we have some interesting topics coming up in the future.